Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 1 of my Surviving Long Distance Relationships series. So as some of you may know, or some of you may not know if you are new, my boyfriend is actually living and working over in Canada for up to 6 months and we have had to go long distance. So we've been together for 5 years, so we have an extremely strong relationship, but this is still a big deal and a big step for anyone. So I thought I'd document my journey a little bit with you guys, and you guys did seem a bit interested in hearing about it. And if I can help any of you get through this, then that would be amazing. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of these things before, and the reason why is because they work. So I've been doing these things along with a couple of others, and I've been doing really, really well, surprisingly. So if you see yourself being in a long distance relationship anytime soon, or if you have been in one and you struggled, or if you just care about me personally, then this video is for you. So jumping straight into the first tip, of course we have keep busy. Now I have a part-time job, I work 27 hours a week, so that is close to full-time. So that with YouTube, I really don't have much free time, so it's kind of good because I really don't have much time to be sad. Now I also have moved back in with my mum and I'm living with my sister as well, so whenever I come home I always have people there as well, so I'm never alone. I never really have a moment to be sad or lonely, so that is really good. So if you can possibly be living with family, living with friends, or living with someone who just makes you feel really, really comfortable and really, really good, then definitely do that. Now, although you want to keep yourself busy, you also want to make sure you make time for each other. So because of the time difference, Jake and I probably talk only once a day, but sometimes it can be 20 minutes and sometimes it can be 2 hours. And you just want to make sure that in that time you are just talking about normal things. Ask each other how your day went, ask them how they're going, ask them what was the best part of their day, talk about what you had for dinner, just talk about normal things so that it just feels like they're really there with you. It feels really personal. And that is pretty much what Jake and I do. Sometimes we sit there on the phone not really even saying much, because sometimes there's not that much to say when you only spoke a day ago, but it's just really nice to have that person there. So if you don't have a time difference, it probably will be a lot easier. You guys can message a lot, but because of my times that I work and the time difference, I really can't message him just throughout the day. For me, it's just my mornings, and also I like to get a lot done in my mornings. So I do have to try and find a perfect balance of talking to him and still living my life, but I've been doing pretty well. I think I'm pretty sure we're like a month-ish in now, and things seem to be going really well. We are still talking a lot, and it's just feels really normal. One thing my mum and I were discussing is how lucky we are in this day and age that we can so readily talk to that person. So you do want to take advantage of that, because you can message them, they can see it in a second, you can send a Snapchat, you can just do anything, you can video call at the click of a button. It's so easy, whereas many years ago people had to send letters, and those letters might not arrive for months, and that must have been horrible. So you really need to be grateful for what we have today. Now, the next one might seem a bit weird, but a lot of couples do fight a lot. It is very normal, and some people actually tend to just start fights out of boredom. Jake and I don't do that, but I know a lot of people do. So one thing you want to avoid when you're in a long distance relationship is fights, if possible, ever. Now that is easy for me to say because it's only been a month and he's only going to be gone for possibly 6 months, whereas some people might do long distance for years. So obviously you are going to fight, or if it's a newer relationship, you're probably going to fight. But I just want to say, avoid it at all costs if you can. If you feel like the person is getting on your nerves, or if you're in a bad mood and they've just said something that wouldn't usually tick you off, but it has, then really just try and let it go. Try and move on. If you really need to, just say goodbye and walk away from the conversation, because you don't want to get in a fight with someone when you're a million miles apart and you can't fully resolve that situation by like a hug or an embrace or a face-to-face apology. And sometimes online it just doesn't quite cut it. So if you can just avoid starting the fight, then you don't have to worry about making up at the end of the fight. Now the next thing is a little bit cringe, a little bit lame, but we all do it, and these 3 words mean so much to people. So say I love you as much as you possibly can. Obviously, don't say it in every sentence. I mean, you can if you want, but it's a bit ridiculous. But at least say it once a day. Say it when you first start talking to them. Say it in the middle if you feel like it. Say it at the end. Just make sure you are constantly saying it to each other to remind that person that you were thinking of them. Even though you're talking to them, they still might be feeling a bit weird. So if you were constantly just popping in a little I love you, it's going to make them feel really, really good. I know I say it a lot to Jake, and he does say it to me. And it just makes you feel good because although you know they love you, like duh, we've been together for 5 years and this is only 6 months apart and it's only been 1 month, but it's just really, really good to hear. So yeah, if you are feeling like things are a little bit weird, just say I love you. I feel like it fixes everything. And obviously mean it when you say it. The next thing is a really big one for my situation personally, because it's not just your standard long distance where, you know, you've met someone and you have your own lives and you're both just living your lives comfortably in your own place, but you are just dating together. For Jake and I, he's obviously uprooted his whole life. He has moved to a different country. He knows no one. He doesn't have a set place to live, doesn't have a set job, and that's pretty freaking terrifying. Whereas me, I'm back at home. I have my family, I have a cat, I have all my things, I have my friends still, I still have my job. My life, although Jake has been removed from it physically for a little bit, my life's still pretty comfortable and pretty normal and pretty, what's the word? Familiar. So it's not really that bad for me, provided that I can just make sure my relationship is going really strong and my mental health is really good, then I've got it pretty easy. So my tip is to, if you're in my situation, support the other person because they are the ones struggling. Jake has had quite a tough time. I'm not going to go into it at all, but it has been a rocky road. It's definitely picking up now, but you just want to make sure that you are always looking out for them, always asking them how they're going, checking up on them. Make sure you're telling them that you're proud of them and that they're doing really well and that you won't judge whatever they do. Like Jake possibly was going to come home literally after the first week, and I wanted to make sure that he knew that no matter what he did, I was going to support that. He wasn't a failure, wasn't letting anyone down. The fact that he even got over there was amazing and probably more than I could do. So just want to make sure that they always know that they have your constant support, even though again, like the I love you, it may seem obvious. When they are feeling really blue and really dark, it would be really nice to have someone there just constantly reminding them that they are doing good and they are proud of them. So I've said that a lot to Jake and it's really cute. He really likes hearing it or reading it, and it's nice because it's not really something you say in your day-to-day life because it's just, I guess, one of those unspoken things that you know someone's proud of you because they, I don't know, you just know. Whereas when they're a million miles away, again, it's better to say things rather than just assume that the other person knows. That's probably another tip in itself actually. If you're ever assuming something, don't assume, tell the person, let them know. If you're thinking anything, let them know. Communication is definitely key in this situation. Now the next thing I want to talk about is your diet. So I know personally that when you're sad or when you're lonely or when just something is going on, it can be so easy to slip into bad habits, eat junk food all the time, snack all the time, and just eat crap because at the time it makes you feel better. But then after you're going to feel shocking, and I think it's going to make your mood worse overall over time if you keep it up. So what you want to do is stay healthy, or as healthy as you possibly can, or healthy for you personally, because obviously that word means different things for everyone. So for me, healthy is just having my oats and fruit for breakfast, having a good salad sandwich, and then having a good home cooked meal. So not having fast food every night, not being lazy and just having a toasted sandwich for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I don't know, just having a good variety of food that makes me feel good, foods that I enjoy eating, and food that I enjoy cooking, because cooking is really, really fun. Along with your eating, exercising is of course important. I don't exercise too much here, to be honest, because Jake and I did live near the beach and we used to go on really, really nice long walks at sunset. So I can't really do that here. There is no beach and I don't really want to go on a walk alone, but I'm still active. I still move around. Even just my work is active enough. I'm trying to do little workouts here and there in my room, and the weather is slowly getting better, so that's slowly starting to motivate me more. But yeah, just make sure you're eating, Drinking lots of water, I've been trying to do that as well, and it's definitely uplifted my mood. And the great bonus about eating well and exercising and drinking lots of water is that is definitely going to benefit your mental health as well if that is something you struggle with, like me. So that brings us to the end of today's video. That is all we're going to talk about today. I do actually have a couple more things on my list, so if you would like another video, if this helped you at all, then I can definitely do another one, because I could just sit here and talk about these things for ages, and it's also really good for me. So thank you guys for listening. It means a lot, and I hope it's helped you guys too. Make sure to give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe down below if you are new, and click the little notification bell so you don't miss another video and another video in this series. And I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!